you place a call to Internal Affairs to try to make trouble for his career.
She was pulled over by a cop, so she tried to get even.
When he stopped me, he was very rude and abrupt.
I've just listened to this tape. This officer was nothing but courteous, tried to be kind to you. How dare you do that?
Party's on Robinson versus Manos. Step forward, please.
36-year-old Los Angeles police officer Brett Robinson is suing 61-year-old receptionist Beverly Manos for filing a false complaint after he wrote her a speeding ticket. She says he only stops women, and he was rude.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom. Your Honor, this is case number 119 on the calendar in the matter of Robinson versus Manos. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Robinson, you are a police officer.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your complaint, in the course of your duties, you gave the defendant a speeding ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
A speeding ticket, eventually, upon which she was convicted, correct?
Yes.
Your complaint indicates that after you gave her the speeding ticket, she filed a complaint against you with Internal Affairs.
Yes, ma'am.
Something which you do not deny.
No.
That caused you a great deal of stress, ultimately could cause problems in your future career as a police officer, and you believe that she did so maliciously.
Yes, ma'am.
So since, Ms. Manos, you acknowledge the fact that you were convicted of speeding, so that he rightfully gave you the ticket, I'd like you to tell me why you filed a complaint against him.
Well, Your Honor, I had first observed,
Now look at me.
Oh, I had first thought, in days before and the days after, he'd only noticed that he only gave tickets to ladies. Like, and I've traveled the same route every day. I've been driving for 46 years. And I didn't feel at the time that I was guilty, because of the circumstances.
Because of what circumstances, Ms. Manos?
Well, I was driving.
Please look at me.
I was driving in the slow lane of traffic, and well, I feel there was no way I could have been going 50 miles an hour like he said I was, but that's beside the point.
Well, no, that is precisely the point. You were, in fact, convicted of speeding.
Right.
So my question to you is, why did you file a complaint against him?
Well, when he stopped me, he was very rude and abrupt and, like, talked like down at me very demeaningly, and I was nervous.
Give me an
and upset.
example. All right, let's start from the beginning, Ms. Manos. First of all, let's understand that when you're pulled over for speeding, your adrenaline is pumping. According to your answer, you've been driving for a long time and never received a speeding ticket before. No. So I assume that you were a little nervous?
Nervous, right.
No. So he pulled you over, and what was the first thing he said to you?
He said, you were speeding. And I said, I don't believe so. I was nervous and very upset, and he said, can I see your driver's license? And I got my driver's license and everything, and he just was very abrupt.
No. Stopped your car and said you were speeding.
Mm-hmm.
You said, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. He said, I need your driver's license.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you gave him your driver's license?
Yes.
Next thing that he said to you?
He asked me for my proof of insurance.
And you gave it to him?
Yes. And he said, he all the time he was like, he didn't, I don't know, he was just, he didn't, give me a chance to any explanation or anything, or even, just, I said, well, how he was doing 50 to 35 miles on his own. He said, I got it on radar. Well, I said, I don't think so.
Just a second. So you said, I don't think I was speeding, and he said, I have it on radar.
Mm-hmm.
That you were doing 50 in a 35-mile
mm-hmm.
zone? You said, I don't think so.
Right.
And what did he say to you?
He just said, well, he said, that's what the, the radar thing says. Well, I said, I couldn't have been going that fast, officer, because I was in the slow lane of traffic, and I was going to be turning on Wilbur at the next block.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, that's what the radar said.
Okay. And what was the next? And then he gave you the ticket.
He went behind my car and wrote out the ticket.
And handed it to you.
Mm-hmm. Had me sign it.
And then what happened?
He just, just drove away.
So, what's your complaint?
Well, the fact that when he, when he first taught me, the way he, spoke to me very, rude and demeaning. He didn't.
I didn't hear anything rude and demeaning. He asked you for your license. He asked you for your proof of insurance, both of which you gave him to him. You questioned the fact, Ms. Manos, that he did in fact clock you going 50 in a 35-mile zone. His response to you was, I have it on radar. Right? You said, I don't think so. He said, I have it on radar. Then he went in the back, he wrote you a ticket. He came up, this is according to you. He came up to you, signed the ticket, and he left. He's not there to give you a recipe, madam. He's there to give you a speeding ticket.
No, I realize
What did you
that.
expect him to do?
Well, the thing of it is my understanding of, like, with the radar, I mean, this is just my understanding, saying that you only can get it, like, from the front or from the rear of a vehicle, not, like, a 90-degree angle. I was, from where he was and to where I was.
That's something that you take up at a trial.
I know.
So you were arguing with this officer?
No, I wasn't arguing with him. I just, I said I didn't think I was speeding because I was in the slow lane.
So you said you didn't think you were speeding. He said you were. If it's your understanding that there is some problem with radar, then that's something you take up at a trial. You have a relative who's in the police department?
Past relative, retired.
A retired relative. Who?
My husband.
And what was he?
Deputy sheriff.
Okay, so you had some information about that. So far I don't hear any basis for your writing a letter of complaint against him.
I didn't write a letter of complaint. I called Internal Affairs. Because in fact, when he spoke with me, he spoke in like a demeaning manner. I mean, he very abrupt, and I mean, he could see that I was nervous and upset, and I mean, it just, it just.
I didn't hear anything demeaning. You mean the words that he said? He said,
I mean,
instead of saying, "May I please have your license?"
No.
He said, "Give me your license."
Well, it's just his tone and his,
Police Officer Brett Robinson says he was not rude. He has a tape to prove it. He wants $5,000 from Beverly Manos for filing a false complaint against him.
You have something you want me to hear?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a tape recording of the actual conversation that took place between the defendant and myself. She's pretty close to what was said.
Good. So
and
let
I
me
have
hear
a
it.
transcript for you and for the defendant if you
I
wish
don't need
to.
a transcript. What
Okay.
she's complaining about, certainly there is absolutely nothing in what you said to her that is untoward. As a matter of fact, what you said to her was absolutely professional. What she is now complaining about is your tone.
Okay.
So if you have a recording, I'm going to listen to your tone.
Okay.
Go.
Your Honor.
I'm fine.
50 miles an hour on the radar.
Well, what I did was I was trying to pass out of the car because I had come off and when I had that spot.
Speed limit 35.
I know. Well,
About a driver's license.
okay. They had the other intersection down there. The Cedar, they had the lane blocked, and I had to get over to be able to turn, and so that's the only way I could get back over to, go.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and find the registration and the insurance, please? I'll be right back with you.
Sir?
I'll be right back with you, ma'am. You have the paperwork there? Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm just so nervous.
That's okay. Ma'am, they give you till the 27th of March to take care of the citation. Signatures here at the bottom, please.
Do you have any idea how much?
No, I sure don't.
I wasn't doing anything. I'm sorry, I'm just so nervous.
It's okay, I understand. I do need your signature here at the bottom, please.
I've never had this significant in my life. Does this mean I have to go to court? There's no way.
All the information's on the copy that you're going to get.
There's no way I can go to court. I can't afford to take off from work without
Right.
pay. JJ's going to be very happy with me, JJ Leonard. Do you know JJ Leonard?
Yeah, information is on the back of the ticket.
He's in American Legion with my husband, with Pete, and he's going to be very unhappy with me.
Okay, drive safely. Bye-bye. It's February the 10th, 1998, 8:45 a.m.
Your Honor, don't they have to ask your permission or tell you that they are taping conversations?
I don't answer your questions, madam. You answer my questions. I've just listened to this tape. This officer was nothing but courteous, tried to be kind to you, was most respectful to you. How dare you place a call to Internal Affairs to try to make trouble for his career? How dare you do that? That's outrageous. That's outrageous. You know what happens? You know, everybody in this country sees glaring newspaper articles about abuses by police officers. And the things that you do demean sometimes legitimate complaints about cops that are bad. This officer knows that there are some cops that would be rude, that are not nice. You happen to pick on one that couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more pleasant. He's at the beginning of his career. How dare you call Internal Affairs to register a complaint against him? And not only that, not only did you lie about the fact, Ms. Manos, that he was rude, abrupt with you.
I thought he was.
You were upset. You were upset. That has nothing to do with him. You were speeding. But in order to make it even worse for this officer, you accused him of bias. You said that he only stops women. And now you're trying to tell me that you watched him, and the only people that he stopped in the days that you watched him were women.
Well, like the days before, one of the ladies in my same building had stopped. And then also...
Just a second. So the day before, another woman was stopped by this officer. And based on that, you concluded that he only stops women.
Well, on all the days that I saw him at the same location, you know, for almost about 4 days, and all I ever saw him pulled over was women.
Oh, please.
No, really.
Please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Manos, I want to tell you something. If you don't tell the truth once, judges don't believe anything that you say.
Well, I am telling the truth.
Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't tell the truth about your major complaint because you said your major complaint was that he was rude to you.
I thought he was rude.
No. You felt he was rude? Your first question to me after you heard this tape was, doesn't he have to ask my permission to tape record what I say? That has nothing to do with the truth of the tape.
No,
that has to do with the fact that you were upset that he had the tape to begin with.
No, I
now,
didn't even know they had
Officer Robinson,
yes, ma'am.
Let's get to your damages, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Police officer Brett Robinson wants $5,000 from Beverly Manos for filing a false complaint against him after he stopped her for speeding. Beverly says she's never had a speeding ticket in 46 years.
People have to be discouraged from filing false complaints against police officers. And I'm going to compensate you.
Thank you.
I want you to tell me what you feel as if it's worth and where you would like the money to go.
Well, I feel it's worth the full amount of the suit that I filed for, which was for $5,000, based upon a couple of reasons. Number one, as you already stated, I've only have 14 years on the police department. I probably have another 16 more to do, and the promotability. This type of complaint goes into your personnel package, whether it's unfounded or no misconduct is as a result of the end of the investigation. It hurts an officer's career.
How long did this investigation go on, sir?
The ticket was written on February the 10th. She made the complaint on February the 13th. I was notified by my sergeant that the complaint was probably towards the end of February, beginning of March. I don't know the exact day. From that point on, I began to obtain assistance from another police officer as well as a private investigator, Officer Clark Baker here, who is my witness and helped me to establish a case against Ms. Manos.
When was the investigation with regard to her complaint finally terminated with regard to you?
June the 1st, I was called into the captain's office, and I have paperwork here to show it was originally found unfounded. They sent it to the chief of police office. They asked for it to be withdrawn by the chief of police. The chief of police refused to withdraw the complaint, instead changed the unfounded complaint to no misconduct. This is the complaint.
I'd like to see the complaint, too, while you're looking for the other documents.
You sure you have it? Oh, here it is, right here.
You might be interested to know, Ms. Manos, that they conducted their own internal audit based upon your complaint of the citations that this officer gave. On February 10th, the day that you were cited, Officer Robinson issued 13 citations. 9 of those were issued to males, 69%. For the period from January 30th to February 20th, which is a larger period of time, a total of 120 citations were issued by Officer Robinson. Of those 120 citations, 55% were issued to males, 66 to males, 54 to women. That belies. That was based on their own internal audit. That belies what you said.
Your Honor, I was just going by where on that space of the span of the street where, I go to work.
I don't believe you. You were angry.
No, I
Oh,
wasn't
sure
angry.
you were. I don't believe you. I don't believe
was
that
upset.
anybody. Listen, I drive the same route all the time to go to work, to go to visit my children, whatever. I don't even look to see who an officer is stopping. As long as he's not stopping my car, I'm happy. And you're telling me you're on your way to work, and you not only stop to see the car, you stop to see whether the person he's giving the citation to is a male or a female? Baloney!
No, I don't stop.
Baloney!
I'm
kidding, baloney.
You stop. You can see, Your Honor. You can see, Your Honor, when you're passing,
No, not if you're supposed to be watching in front of you, madam. If you're supposed to be watching in front of you, you're not looking to see another car off the side of the road, and especially whether the occupant of the car is a male or a female. I want to tell you something. I don't even like this form by the police department. This form says the above complaint has been investigated, and a review of the investigation has led to the recommended classification of, and there are only 2 ways to answer. Other than sustained, which is what is checked off here, or sustained, and what the penalty is. There is no place here that says no basis. That's unfair. That seems to me to be something that should be addressed. Now, you want to tell me, sir, do you want this entire award to you, or is there any particular way you want to divvy it up?
The court fees, Your Honor, I would like to go to the Mid-Valley Community Police Council.
How much?
How much were the court fees?
$300.
And what kind of an organization is this?
This is a community organization that supports programs that the police department gets involved in. It benefits both the community and the police department.
Like what? Give me an example. First, tell me your name.
Training to police officers, training to supervisors. They're also affiliated with organizations such as Jeopardy, which is a gang intervention program that assists children.
Okay. Next. The remainder of the award you want to you personally?
Please.
Okay. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff. The entire award is $5,000 with $300 of the award towards Mid-Valley Community Council. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excused. You may step out.
What makes you think that your father lied to you when he told you that your mother was dead?
Because he told me different stories.
A father and daughter divided by a long-time family mystery.
How did she die?
She died in an automobile accident in Decatur, Georgia, Your Honor.
Was she alone at the time of the accident?
She's dead, Your Honor. She's gone.
This is very, very sad.
Parties on Torres versus Torres. Step forward, please.
18-year-old Lisa Torres is suing her father, 42-year-old process manager Jay Torres, for abuse and keeping her things when he kicked her out. Jay says his teenage daughter is out of control.
Order. All rise. Let's have quiet, please. Your Honor, this is case number 159 on the calendar in the matter of Torres versus Torres. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Torres, this is your father,
Yes.
and you are suing him because you claim that when you left home, he kept some of your belongings.
Yes.
He says that when you left home, you took all of your belongings. Whatever you didn't want, you threw away. Is that right, sir?
That's correct, Your Honor.
I read both of your complaints, your complaint and your answer. There were certain things that were a little troublesome to me, so let me ask you. It appears that the trouble between you and your father started when you were 12 years old, according to you?
That's when most of it started, yes.
How old are you now?
I'm 18.
Say the problem started when he first lied to you about the fact that your mother was dead.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a sister?
Yes.
A younger sister?
Yes.
How old is she?
I think she's 12 years old now.
What do you mean you think?
I haven't really had any contact with her for a while, so I don't know for sure.
And you always lived with your father?
Up until I was 12, yeah.
What happened when you were 12?
I started going to various group homes because of the problems we were having at home.
What makes you think that your father lied to you when he told you that your mother was dead?
Because I talked to a CPS worker in Arizona, and he said he would start looking for her. So he looked for her in Georgia, looked for a death certificate, to see if there was a death certificate. He didn't find anything there. So he searched all over the U.S. He found no records of any death certificate on my mother.
And that makes you think that he lied to you? Did your father tell you the circumstances surrounding your mother's death?
He told me different stories about how she died.
Was that your first wife, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
And how long were you married?
Elizabeth and I were together for 10 and a half, almost 11 years.
And how did she die?
She died in an automobile accident in Decatur, Georgia, Your Honor. That's the only story I've ever told Lisa and Mandy both over all these years. And
Was she alone at the time of the accident?
Yes, Your Honor, she was. I had been contacted by one of Liz's friends when the accident occurred. At that time, Lisa's younger sister was with her mother, and I had to fly down there to get her. And I also attended the funeral, so she's dead, Your Honor. She's gone.
At age 12, you started to go to various group homes. At what point did you leave the house permanently?
That would be when I was 17. That would be May of '97.
Had you gone through all of your things at the house?
No, I didn't have a chance to.
Why?
Because I left too quickly to really go through my things. I just pulled a few things out, put them in a bag, and left.
Where did you go?
I just took a bus into Chandler. It's a town a few miles away from where we were at.
And what did you do? You were 17.
I spent the night out on the street near this movie theater, and then the security guard, he said I could stay with him for a little while. So I stayed with him at his apartment.
How long did you stay with the security guard?
About 3-4 days.
And then where did you go?
After that, there was this boy that I met in the apartment complex where the security guard was. He convinced me to call the police, so I did.
And then where did you go to live? You called the police came to get you?
The police came and picked me up, and I stayed at the station for a few hours, and then I went to another shelter.
An adult shelter or a children's shelter?
It was a children's shelter.
And how long did you stay at the shelter?
I think about a month.
And from there, where did you go?
I went to a different group home after that.
How long were you there?
I guess 7 or 8 months. Then there was another shelter I went to after that, and from there, I went out on my own.
Why did you leave the shelter, the group home, to go to another place after 7 months?
Because they decided that they wanted me to become more independent before I turned 18, and the one that I was in was too restrictive. So they put me in another one that pretty much lets you do whatever you think you need to do.
So what did you do, Ms. Torres?
I tried to get a job, but I couldn't hold down a job because I guess the ones I went for were a little too boring for me. So when I turned 18, there was another shelter I went to after that, and then from there I went to the one I'm in now.
So now you're living in a shelter?
Yeah.
Are you working?
No, I'm going to start schooling for a job on the 20th of next month.
What items do you believe that your father still has of yours?
There's a lot of collector's items. He's took some of my horror novels. He's got several pieces of jewelry. One of them, a ring and a necklace set, came from my first stepmother. Another one came from my first stepmother's my first stepmother's father. He's got my radio that my grandpa from New York sent me. He's got a piano keyboard that he bought me for getting good grades on one of my report cards. He's got sentimental items from my first mother. He's got my yearbook. He's got my spelling bee trophies, and he's got my bedroom set.
Well, let's deal with the big item first, the bedroom set.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get this bedroom set?
He bought it for me.
Mr. Torres,
Your Honor.
you've heard the list of items that your daughter says that she would like back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any of those things?
No, Your Honor, I do not. And if I may, I'd like to go ahead and first express my disappointment and my shock at being here to begin with something of this nature. The problems that Lisa and I have had actually started pretty intensely when she was about 14 years old. There were episodes of running away. There were some problems she had with the law and with school, and eventually got to the point where I had to go ahead and put her into a group home myself because the problems had become so severe, become very destructive, both of myself and my younger daughter. As time went by, we went to family therapy. We went to additional counseling sessions. I mean, we had people all over the town, literally, struggling and working hard to try to turn things around for Lisa Marie. And it just didn't work. And it finally got down to the point when she was 17, where the episode that she's bringing up in question now, she was in the process of being released from the group home she was at. There were several questions and several concerns exhibited by many of the people that were involved with the case about her returning home at that point. Nonetheless, the effort was made to replace her back in my home. She was there for about 4 days. She went through a lot of stuff in that time.
And you mean personal things?
Yes, Your Honor. In her
personal belonging. You say she
personal
went through a lot of
belongings,
stuff.
clothing, the whole 9 yards, everything. When she left, it was at on the evening of the 4th day, and then we didn't hear anything else for about 2-3 weeks before the police department finally contacted me, and then I instructed them, after the state had already told me that when she was located, to have her remanded over to them as well.
Have her remanded to them?
Yes, Your Honor. At that point, Lisa was awarded of court, and after this last episode, it had gotten so bad with the problems that she'd been having, with the type of medication she was taking at that point not working. I sat down with the state workers, and they said there wasn't anything else that I could be expected to do. There was nothing else really that they could do. And at that point, I was advised to go ahead and give over my parental rights to the state and allow the state of Arizona to take over Lisa's case. And that pretty much broke my heart.
Lisa Torres wants her father, Jay Torres, to return her belongings. She claims he was abusive to her. He says she's a troubled teenager.
Is your younger daughter still living with you?
No, Your Honor, she's currently in a group home now because of other circumstances that arose partially as a result of this.
How long has your younger daughter not been living with you, sir?
Since August of last year, and we're looking forward to her coming back in the next month or two.
Is it possible that your younger daughter has any of these things?
No, Your Honor, she does not. That I can say for certain.
Well, you know, I mean, she's talking about bits of jewelry. I doubt whether it's really expensive jewelry. Mm-hmm. But is it possible that when your daughter left, she might have overlooked these pieces that she didn't take with her and your younger daughter took them?
All the things that were left in the bedroom after she had gone, I went through, and there were clothes that were very dirty, that were not usable or not wearable. There were some things that she had already outgrown. And as far as the other items that she's indicated, the keyboard, for example, was always something that she shared with her younger sister. And when she left, she told Amanda that she could have the keyboard. As far as everything else, Your Honor, there isn't anything else. I mean, she was essentially really taken out of the home 4 years ago. And in all that time, I did hang on to a lot of her stuff. And when she came back and she looked through everything, she threw out a lot of stuff. And then when I finally moved from there, what little bit was left was put in the trash as well. And there was nothing there of any value, Your Honor. There was certainly no necklace. There was certainly no trophies or anything else of anything left at that point.
Is it possible that they were discarded, these trophies and other things, when you moved? So you moved from the residence?
Yes, Your Honor. And I went through everything myself, and they were not there, Your Honor.
Ms. Torres, it doesn't appear to me that your father is withholding these things from you. He says he just doesn't have them. Did you tell your younger sister that she could have the keyboard?
No, Your Honor. I got that from my father as a sort of a reward for getting grades on my report card, and I told my sister I would share it with her. I didn't say she could own it.
That you would share?
That was originally my item, yes.
Do you know where that is right now?
Yes, Your Honor, I do know where that is
where
exactly.
Is it?
It's being kept in storage along with a couple of other items that I have in there. It's
like
in
what?
a 5x5. Some old computer books.
What about her horror novels?
This is the first time I've heard of horror novels. The only books she ever read were things like Star Trek. That was it.
But you do have certain things in storage, Mr. Torres, is that right?
That's correct, but the only item that she's indicated on that list, the only one that I can say for sure is there is that keyboard.
I want you to see to it that she gets it.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what about this bedroom furniture?
The bedroom furniture, I do not have. That's been gone for some time. When Lisa had run away the last time and I had spoken with her CPS caseworker, I asked him, what should I do about the bedroom set? And he said he would talk to Lisa. And then about a month later, he called me and said Lisa said I could just go ahead and get rid of it, so I donated it to the Salvation Army so somebody else could have it.
You say no.
Your Honor, I never got any phone call from any CPS worker or anything. I never got a phone call.
This was 4 years ago, Ms. Torres, is that right?
No, the last time I was at home was in May of last year.
That would have been March of last year, Your Honor.
No.
Well, in May of last year, was your bedroom furniture there?
It was there when I left, yes.
This is very, very sad. Mr. Torres,
Your Honor.
you have to acknowledge, sir, that when you have two children, and both of them are out of your house, that there might be some fault with you.
Yes, Your Honor, and that has been addressed quite extensively. There have been
Well,
several
I just
parenting
want you-
classes, therapy sessions, and quite a bit of help.
Well,
And the people involved on Amanda's case are all on my side now. to
that's
go ahead
your
and bring her
younger
home.
daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
well, evidently that came about kind of late with regard to this child.
Well, in regards to Lisa, Your Honor, I had attended several weekly therapy sessions with her, both at the family group homes that she was at and the hospitals that she stayed in as well. So I gave it every effort that I possibly could.
Since you left home, Lisa, have you been hospitalized?
No, Your Honor, not since the last time,
Which was when?
which was May of last year. I had been in a mental hospital for about a month before then because I was dealing with manic depression.
Are you
and
taking
because-
medication now, Lisa?
Yes, I am.
What kind of medication do you take?
I forgot the exact name of it. It's some anxiety depressing medication.
But you take it regularly?
Yes.
You sound like a really intelligent gal.
Thank you.
Did you graduate from high school?
No, Your Honor, I went for my GED.
But you got your GED?
Yes.
Probably was easy for you. You're going to go on to school?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to become a computer animator.
You good with computers?
I'm going to be. I'm pretty good with them now, though.
You think that would be any purpose in you trying to go for some conjoint therapy with your dad?
No.
You're not ready for that?
No.
What about with your little sister?
I would be willing to do that.
If I can address that, Your Honor, there's been some concern about that with the current caseworkers that are doing work with Amanda. I've already told Mandy back at the beginning I have no objection to her seeing her sister or dealing with her or doing whatever she'd like. That is her relationship, and she needs to keep that intact if that's what she wants to do, and I would not intervene. Also, despite everything that's gone on, I still love my daughter very much, and I really do hope that she goes forward and she can make things work, because that's all I've ever wanted for her.
Lisa Torres is suing her father, Jay, for abusive behavior. He says she is out of control.
I'm listening to what you're saying, Mr. Torres, and I'm going to make some suggestions to you. First of all, as far as this court case is concerned, I'm going to direct that your daughter make sure that before you leave today, she gives you her address, and this keyboard that you have, you return to her.
Very well, Your
Understood? I also think that probably your daughter, who was 18 years old, that's really still a child. Most of us still know, Lisa, that 18, although you're doing a lot on your own, you lived in a lot of shelters, which probably was very unpleasant, 18 is still very young. And she could probably, Mr. Torres, benefit, at least for the time being, with some financial support from you. That would be gratuitous financial support. That would mean just because she's out there and she's struggling to do it on her own at age 18, she could probably make 25 bucks a week go a long way. I'm just throwing that out to you because I think that if you say, I love my daughter very much and I want her to succeed, that may be helpful for her, a little bit of financial support.
I've never had a problem with that, Your Honor.
Okay.
The only thing that I ask is just for a simple thank you from time to time, that's all.
You may not get it right away. I mean, you have to understand, Mr. Torres, that your daughter acknowledges that she has a mentally diagnosed illness for which she was hospitalized,
Right.
over which she has absolutely no control. I'm sure that she wishes she didn't have that problem, but
A
she
lot of us do.
does.
Yes.
So having that problem over which she has no control, I mean, it's just like having you know, a physiological illness. And if she had a physiological illness, you would want to help her.
Right.
This is something that can affect personality. It can affect the way you view the world. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, Lisa?
I'd like to point out, though, that for the past 4 to 5 years, I've continued working at that, and I did not give up, even after a lot of people had already told me you've gone as far as you could.
You can't go as far as you can as a parent, Mr. Torres.
Yes, I understand that,
You
Your
go
Honor,
as far as you can as a parent when one of you is 6 foot underground.
That's exactly right,
That's
Your Honor.
right. That's when you
exactly
say,
right.
I've had enough as a parent. You don't say, well, this is too tough. I've done my best. You know, it's been 4 tough years, and I can't do any more.
Right.
So even if you don't get a thank you.
Well, I've never
Right.
given up, Your Honor.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, you say you've never given up and you want the best for your daughter.
That's correct.
Then you don't wait for a thank you. You say, I want her to do well, and if this will ease her life a little bit for now, I want to see to it that I do that for her. And maybe in time, if you do that, maybe things will get better.
I hope so, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Torres, so you're going to see to it that your daughter gets her keyboard, which is going to make her feel better.
Yes, Your Honor.
I would like you to, if you can from me, sir, I would like you to look through some of those other boxes and see if there's anything that's on her list. Would you give him that list, Ms. Torres, please? Just give it
Okay.
over to him. Just take a look through the things, and if there is anything else that you find other than that, the keyboard, make sure you send it off to her.
I'll do that,
And
Your
if you want to be a smart man, and include it in that box with the keyboard, be a money order for her. Don't send a check, because I don't know if she has a checking account. Right? So send it in a money order.
I can do that, Your Honor.
And I know spare cash isn't always easy, but it sounds to me as if she's trying at this point. So help her along. Unconditional love is what you have for a child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so excused. You may step out.
Okay.
Music manager Sheila Thurman says her landlord, Carol Cardenas, is responsible for her home being burglarized. Carol is countersuing Sheila for breaking her lease.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 79 on the calendar in the matter of Thurman versus Cardenas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mrs. Thurman, you and your family were renting an apartment or a house from the defendant.
Yes, a house.
According to your complaint, when you rented this house, the defendant left a pool table there, and there was an understanding between the two of you that she would come and pick it up at some point.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And you claimed that she had someone, I assume that that's this gentleman here, without notifying you, come into the house
Yes.
to pick up the pool table. And this is your son?
That's my son.
And he was the one who was home.
Yes, he was.
So step up here, sir. Tell me your name.
Teron Bailey Thurman.
Where were you when he came into the house?
I was asleep on the floor in front of the TV.
So you were asleep in front of the television.
Yeah, I'm asleep in front of the TV, and I awake to find 2 gentlemen behind me. And I mean, of course, I'm scared. You know, my immediate questions are, who are you and what are you doing here?
And what did they say? What did this gentleman say?
This gentleman was basically like, well, we came to get the pool table, Carol sent us.
And did you know who he was talking about?
Yeah, I know he was talking about Carol. The thing is, I asked him how he got in, and he said that Carol gave them keys. And I was like, okay. They proceeded to take the pool table apart. They asked to go see upstairs for some measurements for some windows in my mom's office.
Once they told you that they were there to pick up the pool table for Carol, and once you were comfortable enough, so when they said they wanted to go measure some stuff upstairs for the windows,
I led them upstairs.
You knew what they were talking about, measuring the stuff for the windows? So you knew that. So after your initial fright of waking up and finding these 2 people in your house, then after that you figured that they were there legitimately.
I mean, yeah, they seem, I mean, to seem to be real, you know?
Right.
I mean.
Now, so they went up together to measure?
Yeah.
And what were you doing?
I stood in the doorway.
Which doorway?
The doorway of the room that they measured. There were 2 windows in the room. So
you accompanied them upstairs?
Right.
And then where did you go?
I led them back downstairs, and they started taking the pool table apart.
Yes.
One gentleman kind of disappeared from my sight for a little bit. I mean, I really didn't pay much attention to it then, but, you know, hindsight is 20/20. He came back, you know, and they took the pool table out piece by piece. My mom calls, and she informed me that she didn't know anything about anyone coming there to get anything. And basically, I'm like, well, you didn't know? And she's like, well, no. When did you let them in? How long have they been there? And I'm like, well, they were here when I woke up, you know, already getting started on things.
Okay. And then they loaded the pool table and they left.
Well, they talked to my mom on the phone a little while, and then they drove.
Left.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you know that you did the wrong thing by giving somebody the keys to the house without first contacting her. You know that.
Well, we contacted her by telephone.
You never spoke to her according to your papers.
No, we left a message.
Right. But you never spoke to her according to your answer.
James called, and I believe he did not speak to her.
Step up, please. You called and left a message.
Twice.
When did you call?
I called on Sunday around 10 a.m. and also Monday prior to coming out, which would have been 10 a.m.
So you never actually reached them on the phone?
No.
So it was a mistake, absolutely, until you make arrangements with them to give anybody the key to her home. Had she been paying rent up until that time?
Yes, she had.
Is she still living in your home?
Yes, she has. But she's not paying the rent, and she hasn't since March. Last payment was February.
I read that because you have a countersuit.
Yes.
Why haven't you paid rent?
She's been paid up, and only rent that she did not get was April and May. The reason I didn't pay for April and May because I felt like my privacy had been invaded. My things were stolen out of my house. She gave 2 strangers keys to my house. She did not know them. She didn't know them.
You can't withhold rent. You can't withhold rent.
Well, I wrote her a letter that I was going to move, and I was living off of my security in March.
Just a second. Miss Thurman, this happened in January.
She was paid.
Shh. This happened in January, correct?
Yes.
Good. And you say you paid her in February?
Yes, I did.
Correct?
Yes.
And you say you told her to use March, the security for March, correct?
That's correct.
And then you started to think about how angry you were. Let me see the police report where you reported to the police that things were stolen out of the house.
Well, you know what? Actually, the police told me, they said it couldn't file criminal report because there was not forced entry. That's exactly what they told me. The fact is that she gave somebody keys to my house, invaded my privacy. I got a teenage daughter with 2 men coming in. What if she would have been home? That's what I'm feeling about.
Well, she wasn't
And my
home.
things were gone.
Your Honor?
Just go ahead.
I will, you know, in hindsight, agree with you that I did make a mistake.
It was a mistake.
I agree.
Absolutely the wrong thing to do. Okay. What kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a professional mover, ma'am.
And you were doing this as a favor for her?
No, she paid me to do this. She hired me to do this. Their facts are close, but we did make entry to the house after knocking on the door repeatedly, went to the back, knocked on the back, and then we did come in.
Okay.
And,
it was a mistake.
Was a mistake. Her son jumped up, and immediately he asked us who we were, because I'm sure he was startled, I would be. And I told him what we were going to do. I provided him with a written authorization to remove the pool table, signed by Carol. And at that point, he was very at ease with us. I also knew that he was 18 because I asked him, and he started talking about college, and I just said, okay, well, we'll go ahead and stay here, because I was a little uneasy having a young man there. He took us upstairs, all the way into the room, to the windows. I made him point them out, because I didn't want to measure the wrong windows, and then we all came back downstairs, and my coworker and I started loading the pool table. And at the end, after it was loaded and I was outside, he brought the phone out with his mom on the phone. He actually had 2 phones in his hand. One he was talking to his girlfriend, the other one his mom, and said, here, you talk to her. I don't want to.
Just a second. There's noise out there. Would you please step outside? Thank you. Where's the TV in your house?
We have like 4 TV. We have like a TV in every room.
And how many VCRs?
At least 3.
Yeah, they're big things like this, right?
Yeah, the regular size VCRs.
Regular size VCRs.
Yes.
Yeah. And how big is the computer?
It's a laptop.
So it's also about so big, right?
Exactly.
Right. So you're claiming that they walked out with your 18-year-old son there with a VCR?
Yes, I am.
I don't believe
Yes,
you.
I am.
I'd like
They were there.
You want to know why I don't believe you? Since this happened in January, you paid her February's rent, and you wrote her a letter that March rent was going to be paid off with your security.
That's right.
If in fact this wasn't a delayed reaction to non-paying rent, you wouldn't have paid her a dime in February, and you wouldn't have paid her anything for March. And yet you did. But now you're hanging over April and May and still not paying rent.
Sheila Thurman says her landlord, Carol Cardenas, gave her house keys to movers when they came to move a pool table. Sheila claims items are missing, and she's holding Carol responsible.
You are entitled to something for the fact that she allowed somebody else to come into your house, but I am finding that I am not satisfied that they stole anything out of your house. Period. So she has to pay you for some sort of inconvenience that you suffered and the fright of your son and for allowing somebody to come into your house without your permission. Now, you have a counterclaim, and your counterclaim is for unpaid rent.
Yes.
Now, how much was the rent per month?
$2,400, $2,400.
$2,400 a month. I am awarding you, Mrs. Thurman, $1,000 for your pain and suffering and startling. Do you understand? Yours. When are you planning to move out of this house?
The middle of June. I have been looking.
Just a second, please. She says the middle
I'm just
of
being
June.
honest. That's all.
She says the middle of June. I am going to assume that she will be there 3 months without paying rent. So that's $7,200. I'm deducting the $1,000 from that, which leaves $6,200. And I'm awarding you the maximum I can on your counterclaim, which is $5,000 for non-payment of rent. Do you understand?
Thank you.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think the judge is very unfair, and I think she's just as much of an idiot as this lady here for letting somebody take 2 keys and come into my home and invade my privacy and steal my belongings.
It's hard for me to accept the fact that she's getting any form of settlement. However, wholly I do feel justice has been done in terms of the fact that I will be getting settlement.
Judge Judy sees the truth.
Yeah.
Parties on Ely versus Chrysler. Step forward, please.
36-year-old workman's comp claim agent Julia Ely claims her ex-fiancé, 35-year-old mechanic Daniel Chrysler, owes her for credit card bills and a motorcycle purchased while they were together. Daniel says she's the one who wanted the motorcycle.
You and the defendant were engaged to be married, and according to your complaint, he had a credit card on which there was a balance.
Yes.
What was the balance?
It was approximately $2,200.
And then he wanted a motorcycle, according to you.
Yes.
So you transferred the balance of his credit card to a new credit card that you had that had a 0 balance.
Yes.
And you added on to that the motorcycle.
Yes.
And the motorcycle was in your name?
It's both of our names.
And then the engagement was broken?
Yes.
Yes,
Who took the motorcycle?
I did.
And did you make some payments on it?
No.
To her?
Prior to the breaking off of the engagement, yes, I did.
How many payments did you make?
6, approximately.
So for 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
And how much did you make in payments each month?
I'm not sure what the credit card balance was. For some reason, $80 a month, what the minimum payment was.
Okay. So, at least while you were together, you acknowledged this debt,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Then you broke up and you stopped paying. Why?
I initially did not want the motorcycle. I wanted it, but I couldn't afford it, and I knew it. And I told her this. I says, I can't afford it. I came home from work one day, and she says, I paid off your credit card and put it all on this card. Now you can get the motorcycle, and we'll write a check off of this credit card and do this.
But your credit card bill was your bill that you had been paying, I assume. I'm not talking about the motorcycle. I'm talking about your original credit card.
Correct. She also told me that if I gave the motorcycle back to her, she'd sell it to pay off that credit card.
Well, but even if she sold it, you still had a debt of $2,200.
That's what the selling of the motorcycle would cover, Your Honor.
No, sir. Listen to me. I'm not great in math. If you buy a motorcycle for $1,700, motorcycles don't appreciate in value. It means they don't go up in value. If you sell it, it becomes less valuable. You get less money for it. I'm not talking about the motorcycle. Forget the motorcycle for a moment, because you repossessed the motorcycle from him. And you're going to sell it, and so you're really suing for a very small part of what you're suing for is the motorcycle. The majority of it is this $2,200 that you originally had on your credit card.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Chrysler, I want you to concentrate on the $2,200 that you owed a credit card. Forget motorcycle.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Julia Ely and Daniel Chrysler were engaged to be married. Julia wants Daniel to pay for bills and a motorcycle now that they have split.
Let's talk about the $2,200, sir. According to you, you made 6 payments of $80.
Yes.
Is it because you paid utilities and that kind of stuff that you feel as if you're not responsible for that
She
debt?
went above and beyond my control to get this motorcycle.
Forget motorcycle.
The motorcycle is the whole issue, because she transferred money around so I could afford to make payments on it, and I didn't want it to begin with.
Mr. Chrysler, I want you to forget motorcycle for a moment. I want you to concentrate on the $2,200 that you owed a credit card. Before motorcycle, no motorcycle. Did you pay that money?
No.
My question is,
I was in the process of paying.
but you stopped.
She broke off the relationship because she went out and had an affair.
What does that have to do with the $2,200?
Why should I pay her back for ruining my life?
Okay, now we get down to it. So that's your reason. Got it? Now I understand.
She wants everything back. She's even gone to the point where she sent me a letter. She wants birthday presents back. She wants my daughter's Christmas presents
Mr. Chrysler,
back.
shh. She's not getting birthday presents. She's not getting Christmas presents. Whatever reason the relationship was terminated, you have this $2,200 debt. You have no valid reason not to pay that $2,200 debt. I'm not talking about the motorcycle. I'm talking about the debt that you owe. Because those were your bills, right? Those are things that you bought for yourself that, but for the fact that they were transferred to this new credit card, you would be responsible for.
So then it's legal for her to take and do things without my knowledge, prior to my knowledge, excuse me.
Mr. Chrysler, if somebody, your fiance, your wife, your girlfriend, does something with your finances that you're not satisfied with, what you do is, that day, you say, you had absolutely no right to do that. These are my responsibilities. I love you, dear, but don't take it upon yourself to do that. You don't acquiesce in doing it, pay for a period of time, and then conjure up an excuse at the end why you're not responsible for it anymore. That's not the right thing to do. So you owe her the $2,200, less some payments. Now, how many payments did he actually make?
He made payments on May 20th, July 4th.
Just a second. May 20th for how much?
$77.
Go ahead. Next payment.
July 4th.
Yeah.
$77.
Mm-hmm.
August 5th, $77. And August 20th, $84.
I don't agree with it because it feels like that she's trying to have her cake and eat it too, Your Honor. She acts like she wants to keep the motorcycle, in which selling the motorcycle will cover that credit card balance.
No, sir. What she says is, and quite frankly, in her complaint, it's rather fair, she says that she has taken the motorcycle in and that she'll be able to get $1,400 for the motorcycle.
That's not right. I can get $2,000 for that motorcycle. Right now. I could sell that motorcycle for $2,000.
Well, then, sir, if you could have sold the motorcycle for $2,000, why didn't you sell it and pay it off when after your engagement was terminated? You stopped making the payments. Why didn't you do it?
Because I wanted it.
Judge, I don't.
She has it
Say
back.
nothing.
She can sell it.
Do me a favor. Say nothing. He had a balance of $2,200 that he acknowledges on the credit card. The motorcycle was $1,700, bringing us to $3,900. I'm giving him credit for the $315 that he paid, bringing us down to $35.95. So far, is that correct, my mathematician?
Yep.
And I am reducing that by $1,400 in the amount that you say you can sell the motorcycle for, leaving a balance of $2,195. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused.
Not
Let's
right,
get back.
Your Honor.
It came to the point I cried. I did not ask her to do this to my head. Look at this.
She says the hairdresser braided her hair so tight, it fell out.
She was killing you, and you told her it was too tight. And then you sat there for 4 hours. You could deliver 4 babies in 4 hours.
All parties on Barth versus Johnson. Step forward, please.
Medicare representative Franchetta Barth says hairstylist Sean Muhammad made her hair fall out after giving her a weave. The hairstylist says it was not her fault.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. Your Honor, this is case number 133 on the calendar in the matter of Barth versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
I know that you're Miss Barth. Who is Sean Mohammed?
I am.
And Stephanie Johnson?
I am.
You're the owner of the salon.
That's correct.
And Miss Mohammed, you are the person who allegedly, negligently put in a weave in this lady's hair.
That's correct.
You have a booth in her salon.
That's correct.
So you're suing both of them.
Yes.
Okay. You claim that this lady who you went to have a weave put in your hair, put it in, causing you to become bald.
Yes.
So tell me about it. First, how did you come to use the defendant's services?
I do a lot of traveling, and one day passing by, I decided to stop in and ask the beautician if she did, if her shop did hair weaves.
Who did you ask?
I asked Sean, and she said yes, it would cost $125. So we scheduled the appointment, and she directed me to a store in Palmdale called Winnie's Place to pick up the hair that I needed, okay? For a weave, I needed a couple of them, and this is the weave, okay? So when I went to, per our schedule, she first washed my hair and then she conditioned it and asked me if I was tender-headed. So I told her, no, I'm not tender-headed. But as she started braiding my hair in a circle, very thin rows, I noticed she was braiding very, very tight. And I asked her on several occasions to not braid so tight. I told her I need to think after this. And she told me it had to be tight in order to keep the top from looking poofy. So my exact words, I told her, you're the one with the license, you know what you're doing, as long as my hair doesn't fall out. Exactly, okay? She kept braiding so tight. I mean, it came to the point I cried. I sat there and I cried, okay? I did not ask her to do this to my head. Look at this. I can't wear my hair. I can't wear it. Look at that. And the pictures, I had hair on my head before I went to her shop. Paid $125 for her to do my hair. I also gave her a $10 tip.
Just a minute. Hold on. Miss Barth, got a couple of questions for you. Had you ever had a hair weave before?
Yes, I have.
And were you satisfied?
Before, yes.
Okay. So you knew how it felt?
I knew before I had 4 rows, large rows.
Whatever, you had a hair weave before.
Okay, and it was not done tight. It felt great.
You are a business person?
Yes, I am.
Intelligent?
Yes, I am.
So what I don't understand is, I go into a beauty salon. I ask them to do a procedure for me. I'm sitting there crying because my head is hurting so much. Not only don't you get up and leave, which, quite frankly, is what a normal reaction is, especially since you've had the process done before and you had no pain, you gave her a tip.
Yes.
Miss Barth, Doesn't that sound dumb to you? Let's think about it. You sit in this chair. You don't know this lady. She doesn't come with any recommendations to you. You just walked into her store and said, "Do you do this?"
Terus? Udah gue.